What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Trying to make sure I got everything straight, man. It's your big brother K-Rino, man. I was thinking about that song, man. Thinking about that song. It says, if I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Think about them words, man. As I see y'all popping in, hit the like button as y'all come in. Y'all know I say that every time, but the more y'all hit the like button, the more exposure these videos can possibly get. You can't take away my dignity. No matter what you take from me, you can't take away my dignity. Y'all heard me hold that note. Y'all heard me hold that note. I was thinking about those lyrics, you know, when I seen what Cube is doing. And it's not surprising to me because Cube has always stood on the right side of things. He's always on that right side of things as it relates to the important issues. And a lot of times we know that somebody's on the right side of things. Typically, you can kind of get a feel, even if you are not educated, even if you don't have the information, even if you haven't done the research, if you have just a small grasp of history and how this system works, typically you will know if a person is on the right side of things based on if certain people accuse them of being on the wrong side of things. If these so-called powers and elites, if they look at you or they look at a person and say, he's bad, he's this negative thing, he's that negative thing, then trust me, typically that person that they're saying is on the wrong side, he's on the right side or she's on the right side. Anybody who bucks them. Hit the like button as y'all come in. Y'all see the title says dignity is underrated. And the reason why I named it that, I named this video Dignity is Underrated, is simply because when we hear about negative things, it don't have to be something mainstream. It doesn't have to be a known celebrity or somebody like that that does something negative. It could be your coworker. It could be your neighbor. It can be your friend. It could be somebody you see on your timeline, on your social media platforms. When you see them speak about, when you see anything negative, notice how much attention the negativity gets. If I had posted this video up talking about, and I was showing on the thumbnail, y'all saw me standing in a picture freeze frame, toe to toe, looking like I'm about to fight somebody, or I'm engaged in a fight. It would already be 1,000 people on this live right now. It would already be 1,000 people on this live right now, guaranteed. Because they'll be clicking on because they want to see the negativity. If you see what's going on in the news, and if something is happening in the streets, somebody is talking to the laws and snitching and all that, that's talked about all the time. Gets a lot of attention, gets a lot of hype, gets a lot of weight behind it. We love to pass on that kind of information. But when somebody is standing up for truth, standing up on principles, we'll glance at it. A few people in the conscious community will discuss it, but it ain't gonna get much traction. So dignity is underrated. And sometimes dignity is misinterpreted and described as being stupidity. People will look at somebody who gives a display of dignity, who makes a stance, a dignified stance, and they'll say, oh man, he's stupid. I ain't gonna pass up that money. I wouldn't have passed up that money. I'd have got that money. And I believe you. When you say you would have got that money, I would have believed you. I believe you because there are a lot of people, man. There are people that you know. There are people that's in this chat that y'all know personally that it would shock you almost. Some people wouldn't shock you, but it would shock you almost to see some of the things that they would actually do for money. Miles Lancelot Thompson, I thank you, man. I appreciate that. Get my brother on the court with you. Who is your brother? Kenny who? Appreciate the love. Appreciate the donation, y'all. But there are people that you would be shocked at some of the things. It used to be an old hip hop song back in the days, and it said, it was called What People Do for Money. You say, what people do for money. That's how the song went. And it talked about things like drugs and prostitution and just typical things that we're accustomed to seeing people do to get money. But those are low stakes. We're talking about the high stakes where there are people who would put you in positions to literally sell your soul out or sell your entire people out for a little change. So Ice Cube turns down $9 million to do a movie because he stood on a principle. And we know what that principle is. And there are people that will say, man, he's crazy. There are other people who would discredit his stance or his dignified stance because they would say, well, man, that's easy for him to turn that down. He already got money. Well, it's not easy for a lot of these other millionaires and billionaires. They continue to try to accumulate money. So Ice Cube is participating in other business ventures that lead to him accumulating more money. So he's a businessman. So of course he's trying to accumulate more money, but he also has a thought in mind and the understanding of saying, like, all money ain't good money. And a dollar is not the end all be all, regardless of what some people might think. And regardless of the accusation of stupidity or he crazy because he turned down $9 million because he stood on that principle. Stood on that principle. Piccolo Caesar, I appreciate the love. Piccolo, never seen you before, man. I appreciate that love. And Miles, I appreciate you again, man. Thank you so much. And Yoli, let's keep it rolling. If I could send flowers, I would. I appreciate you, Yoli. You know, I'll send them right back to you because I know your spirit. Appreciate that. But to take a dignified stance is underrated in this day and time. It's overlooked. We make more fuss about a person snitching, a person talking to the laws, a person selling out in some kind of other way. We make more fuss about that than we do about uplifting somebody who takes a strong stance. It ain't got nothing to do with whether or not he got money or not. Has nothing to do with that. Because there are a lot of people who have money that didn't take that stance, that they folded under the pressure. And not only did they fold, some didn't even get a chance to fold. Some didn't even get a chance to be put in a position to feel pressure. Some just voluntarily said, what you need me to do, boss? What you need me to do, boss? So Cube, Kyrie Irving, and especially Kyrie Irving, who they are really making him, they are really painting a picture to make him look like he crazy, like he's eccentric, like it's something wrong with him, like he's not all the way there, like he's kind of off because he won't do what y'all want him to do. And they make peon black people do their bidding. They put them out in front of the world and say, you go out there and you lay into him. And they want to make this man look like he is off. But the one thing that I feel like both of those brothers got in common, speaking of Cube and Kyrie Irving, I can't verify with Kyrie, but I feel like I kind of know. I know Cube for a fact listens to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And those of us who love Minister Farrakhan and listen to his guidance, especially the critical guidance, everything he says out of his mouth, no words are wasted, no words are useless. All of his words are valuable. But as it relates to this time that we're living in and this pestilence that we are dealing with, those who know him, we know his history, that when he says something's gonna happen, it happens. Ain't nothing mystical and magical about it. It ain't no personality worship, ain't no cult worship, and it ain't none of that. It's just a man who is divinely guided, and when he give a word, history has proven when he said, that's how it goes down. So Ice Cube knows it, and I feel like Kyrie knows it too. So they're standing on those points. A lot of people folded. Well, a few people that I know, I can't say a lot of people. I've seen a few people fold. Because I made a song a few years ago called Three Gods. Money is a god. Money is a god. A non-living, non-breathing object, a piece of paper that has no value in it, but it has been given an artificial value because it's a medium of exchange that we all use, and we all try to get as much of it as we can in order to make life a little bit easier. But there is a cutoff. There's a limit. Because I just mentioned that song that says what people do for money. There's a cutoff, and there should be a limit to what you would do for money as it relates to what you give of yourself. No matter what you take from me, you can't take away my dignity. I've been hearing that song all my life. And I always understood the words, but those words in this day and time have more weight and more significance to them than they ever did. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Come on, man. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. Now think about that for a minute. That's what we living in right now. No matter what they take from you, in order for them to take something from you, there had to be something that they gave you at some point. So if there's something that they can take from you, it's usually some kind of threat attached to that. It's usually some kind of situation or stipulation connected to that, where it was like, okay, we will do what to you? We will cancel you. That's the big word that goes on today. Everybody of any position, now everyone's holding their tongue because they have a fear of being what? Canceled. So we get to see who's really who. Because a lot of people are talking it. A lot of people have been talking the talk for years and years and years. Now we are in a time frame where, as Mr. Farrakhan said, it's vital, I'm paraphrasing, to speak the truth, no matter what the consequences. So we in that time that it's vital to speak the truth, and people who are in these positions, they backing up because it's something that they, the powers, can take from them. So the decision comes down as to whether or not I either want to stand on my principles, not just for me, because that's the thing. You're not speaking out or speaking against or speaking truth to power just to prove something to yourself. That's not why you should do it. That's not why the real ones do it. The real ones don't speak truth to power to just to make themselves feel like, yeah, I stood up to him. I said, I got it off my chest. That might be a small percentage of it, but the real reason why you should always speak truth to power is to save other people. It's for the rest of us out here, and for the rest of those who that truth can save. So if I know something, and I said this the last time, if I know, hey man, if it's an armed gunman inside of the grocery store, and I'm standing outside and I'm seeing people getting out their cars, walking towards the grocery store, but I don't tell nobody that he in there. You have to speak the truth in order to save other people, not just yourself. So the sacrifices that get made by an individual who decides, because you got to sit up at some point to yourself and go, you know what, man, I'm finna do it. I'm finna do it. And you're going to have a conversation with yourself. We've all done it on some level. Everybody that's watching this right now, we've all done it on some level. There's been a time where you knew it was something you had to stand up for. It don't matter what it is. You saw somebody getting bullied. You saw a bully just picking on somebody, just bog, and may not have nothing to do with you. You don't even know the person, but it was just bothering you, and you just sitting over there just like, and you had that conversation in your head like, I'm getting ready to do it, man. Because I'm tired of seeing the injustice. So you step to the bully. But you may have had a conversation before with yourself and said, you know what, I don't know what's going to happen. I could end up in jail. I could end up getting beat up. Whatever the case might be. But I know that the cause that I'm getting ready to go and stand up in defense of is the right cause. But some people have those conversations with themselves, and the weaker side wins out over the powerful side. So other people go, and I know I should, but nah, I ain't gonna, ain't none of my business. Ain't none of my business. As long as they don't come over here, as long as he don't bother me. But he cussing, meanwhile, he's cussing a elderly lady out. You see videos like that all the time. Somebody all up in a lady's face, talking crazy, hollering, just accosting the lady, and a bunch of guys sitting around like, see? That's on a smaller scale. It may be something going on at your job. There's an injustice at your job, some kind of harassment for a female, sexual harassment, pervert supervisor. But I need my job, so I'm not going to say nothing. Maybe a racist situation at your job. I need my job, so I ain't going to say nothing. I'm just, I got to support my family. And then if somebody else steps up and do it, you get nervous. You're not even the one stepping up. See, some of us so messed up in the head that we'll see somebody else taking a stand, and then we get scared. Oh, man, he over there. That's when you really got to check yourself in terms of your manhood and your womanhood, because you weren't even man or woman enough to stand up for it. Then you see somebody else standing up to it and you get scared. That's why that saying came out that said, courage looks like insanity to a coward. To a coward, courage looks like insanity. It's like, ooh, that fool is crazy. He ran up on them laws, man, and told them laws to quit beating up on that one. That fool crazy. So when we see displays of courage and dignity, we don't hold them up high enough, and we don't back them. We actually, in some cases, we will watch the news, we'll watch TV, we'll watch like somebody said something about Stephen A. Smith a minute ago in the chat. I saw it. I didn't see who it was. We will watch individuals like Stephen A. Smith just lay into Kyrie Irving for taking a stance that he believes in, and would talk about how selfish he is, and all these different adjectives, negative adjectives that he attaches to this man, and we'll just sit there and let that go. And some people will buy into it, will actually agree with it. They'll actually agree and say, yeah, man, that is selfish that he won't compromise his body for a basketball team. That's selfish. I don't want to compromise my body and subject my body to the unknown for a championship. So this organization that is run by billionaires who don't care anything about you, I can make more money for these billionaires, and they can hoist a banner up that says 2022 champions. I don't want to subject my body to something. I'm being selfish. And we believe that because we put more emphasis on a game than we do on life. Tassetti, I appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, Tassetti. Appreciate the donation. We're talking about how dignity is underrated. The Mosquito Master, thank you, man. Couldn't agree more, Kay. The truth has become a rarity these days, and people speaking honestly has never been more valuable than now. People speaking honestly have become the minority, openly speaking honestly. And it's not so much that they've become the minority because people are just so scared to do it. There are a lot that are, as I just mentioned, but it's becoming the minority on major platforms because major platforms are denying any alternative views to be presented on those major platforms. You don't get the other side. You don't get no balance. It's not going to happen. You don't get balance anymore because the companies, the corporations, and these news channels that power this narrative, whatever narrative that they are in favor of, that's what they're going to empower. They're not gonna allow the opposing view to be presented because in many cases there's too much proof to support the opposing views. And the people are not dumb. Not all the people. A lot of the people are dumb. But a lot of the people that may be dumb can be woke up if the presentation of truth is laid out properly. Walaikum salam, Brother Chris, I see you. If the presentation of truth is laid out properly by individuals that we know can lay it out properly, even those who might not be the brightest light bulb in the box will go, whoa, wait a minute. See, the reason why hundreds of millions of people follow and flock behind a particular idea is because that particular idea is given so much hype and promotion and marketing and push that everywhere you look, that idea is being projected and accompanied by the tactic of scaring people behind what may happen if you don't subscribe to the idea. Well, this is what needs to be done. And if this isn't done, then this will happen. And this is why this is happening. So come do this. And when you do this, everything's going to be all right. But if you don't, and everybody, well, let's bring this doctor on. Let's bring him on and let him explain why this needs to be done. Then, oh, well, you at home going, oh, well, he's a doctor. He got to be right. Oh, he's a scientist. He's got to be right. But there's more than one view coming from multiple scientists. But it's like being in court. If somebody is murdered and you at the trial, then what happens is, okay, well, we try to figure out if this person is guilty of this murder. Then what happens is the prosecution, they may hire a forensics expert. And that forensic expert will be placed on the stand and they will present information that leans towards the prosecution's claim that this person is guilty of committing this murder. And that forensic expert will lay things out as to why it scientifically lines up that this person killed that person. But in the counteraction will be where the defense has hired a forensic scientist as well. And they brought them on to say, well, okay, well, no, while this is true scientifically and forensically and blah, 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 whatever, there's also the possibility through forensic science that this could be here because of this reason. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So there's a balance. There's a counter to the argument. Ain't no counters to this argument. Ain't no counters to this argument, because those who control the system, the corporations and the pharmaceutical company and all, they not allowing the opposing view to get the mic. I can't get the mic. You ever seen the rappers at an open mic event and boys be hogging the mic? Only the dogs and the hyenas can get the mic. There's no balance because they ain't let nobody get on the mic. So when an individual stands up that's known, and y'all know I don't do celebrity like stuff. When I do celebrity, it's for a bigger purpose. It's for a principle, because if I see a celebrity going through a particular thing that in my eyes relates to us little people down here, because things that you see happening at the top will eventually trickle down. They are examples of what will eventually trickle down to where we are. And it's also an example because what you got to always understand is that if they will tear down the big ones, what you think they'll do to you? So now people, everyday working people, are feeling that same kind of pressure on their jobs. Feeling that same kind of pressure on their jobs now. People got to make decisions. Y'all have until such and such a date to decide if you want it. You have until this particular date. You know, it's trickling down. So Kyrie Irving is, you know, he's one example. And don't get caught up into the individuals, like I said when I was speaking about Ice Cube, who already have money. Don't get caught up in that, and don't be foolish to say, well, he can do it, he got money. No. You may be right that he's in a more comfortable financial situation, that the hit won't hit him as hard. But we cannot underestimate people's mindset to still do the things that they love to do. So let's not allow dignity or acts of great dignity to be overlooked. But if somebody out in the street snitching, we all over that. Such and such get busted for being a rat. Oh, we all over that. We have to rewire our minds to focus on the true big picture, not on petty, useless, worthless information that is not going to be beneficial to us in the grand scheme. We cannot become numb to acts of courage. We all we got. There's no politician that is going to save you. I'm going to repeat that. There is no politician that is going to save you, because if there was, you would already be saved, because we've had many of them. We all we got. Of course, God being the head of that. God is who we have. Got nothing to do with no politicians. People still thinking this is about Democrats and Republicans. Your vibration is lower than an earthworm if you still thinking that this system is a saving grace for you. Come on, man. Damon Hyde, I appreciate the love, my brother. Jimmy Robinson just made a great point. Yeah, Damon, I appreciate that love, man. Thank you. Jimmy Robinson, he said it was for dignity that Cube left NWA. That's a great point, man. Jimmy Robinson, my homie from Alabama. When you see the history of an individual who has always been willing to say, nah, I'm not doing that because I understand that what you are offering me now is a pacifier that restricts me from getting something greater later. So when Cube was in NWA and they depicted some of this in the movie, the snake Jerry Heller offered him $75,000. He gave everybody in the group $75,000 checks. And he was handing Cube his $75,000 check. And Cube was like, nah, the work that I've put in far exceeds $75,000. But what the snake is banking on, he's banking on, well, these are young, I ain't gonna say it, these are young, straight out the hood who've never seen this amount of money before. And while that may have been true, yeah, you may have never seen $75,000, but I can turn that $75,000 down because I have a full comprehension of my real worth. And I know at some point I'm going to get what I'm really worth. But he also knew that under you, I'm not going to never reach my maximum financial potential. I'll reach my maximum artistic potential. And that's what unfortunately happens to a lot of artists, that they give the best years of their life and the best work. Their maximum artistic potential is reached under the umbrella of a snakish situation. And you generate all this money for these individuals who only give you crumbs. So Cube looked like he was crazy for walking away from that. He looked like, man, that's 75 G's. People would have took far less. People have taken far less. I see you, Lisa Jackson. I see you, Lisa. People have taken far less because, again, they bank on the fact that, dude, they never seen 15 G's before, 10 G's before at one time. So the dignity kicks in like, nah, if you offering me this, it's a lot more for me. And I know exactly who I am. I can get this somewhere. So Cube turns down $9 million present day. He went from 75,000, turning that down. Now he's turning down 9 million because he is standing on his principles. He's standing on the God-given right, that he has to determine what he does with his own body. So there is no mandate that you can place on me, because again, mandatory. You're making something mandatory when you issue a mandate. That means that if you want to participate in this, then it is mandatory that you do that. But mandatory according to who? According to you? You are not the authoritarian over me. Only God is the authoritarian over me. And I stand in a position to determine what I want to do with my own body and what I want to be allowed to enter into it. Same way I can say what I want to eat today. You know, I think I'll go here. You know, I think I'll go there. You are making a conscious decision on what it is you want to take into your body. What I want to drink. I want some water. Do I want some orange juice? Do I want some milk? What do I want? You're making a conscious decision. But if somebody else comes and tells you, that's like being in prison. Kind of like being in prison. When you're in prison, they just bring this the plate. This what you eat. You can't go in there and order a porterhouse steak. See? You can't do it. But now, the so-called free world has turned into a prison. We're in a prison and don't even realize it. We're in a prison right now and don't even realize it, because slowly but surely, and they mashing the gas, accelerating slowly but surely, mandatory situations are being instituted that are placing everybody in the country and around the world in some parts, they're placing everybody in what's called the valley of decision. You're in the valley of decision. And I'm gonna tell you how smooth the devil is. I ain't talking about no red dude with a pitchfork. Make that clear. Don't nobody live under the ground. This is how smooth the devil is. The devil knows how to pull your strings because he knows what you love, and he threatens you based on what he knows sustains you. Your job sustains you. Your job provides the means for your family to not sleep under the freeway. Your job provides the means to put food on your family plate. So that's why the mandates are coming. Remember they said Paul Revere was talking about the red coats are coming? The red coats are coming. That somebody ride on a horse through the town now. The mandates are coming. The mandates are coming. It ain't the red coats. It's the mandates. I don't eat meat either, Lisa. I just use that as an example. But slowly but surely. So the same way that they make examples out of big name celebrities and they bring them down like that, and we see that, they want us to see that, we have to make sure that we give the equal attention to, if it's a big name celebrity, don't get caught up in that, oh, well, they all are puppets and they all are under the same. Not all of them. A lot of them are puppets. Y'all know I rap about that type of stuff. A lot of them are controlled and sellouts and programmed, and a lot of them are. But a few of them ain't, man. So when we see the ones that stand on that square hard and don't budge off of it in the face of whatever, like a Dave Chappelle, a Cube, what we seeing with Kyrie right now, we got to stand with them on that. We got to give that just as much hype, so dignity won't be not only underrated, it won't be suppressed. It won't be put on the back burner. Won't be put on the back burner, man. We have to uplift those who are taking that stance, because again, if it's visiting them, it's going to visit us. Demond Hyde, I appreciate the love again, man. Appreciate the love, Demond. Dr. Naka says, sounds like the mark of the beast to me. Well, the mark of the beast represents a particular work. It represents a type of work. It said the mark of the beast was in their hands and in their heads. The hands are what work out and carry out the work that's in the mind. The work of the hands bring to life what was in the mind. So when that mark or that idea is implemented into the mind, then the hands carry out the work of Satan. So it is. That's a good point. Because when they use you and they use others to carry out their work, and they put it in their minds, they put it in celebrities' minds, they make commercials promoting and pushing and telling us what we should be doing and why it's important to do it. And then we go, oh, wow, such and such is doing it. It got to be the right thing to do. Why is it the right thing to do? Because this person is doing it. Wow, because he can really shoot that basketball. I see you, Toy Wood. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Lisa Jackson says, they? Who is they? There are people who consciously sell us out, and there are people who indirectly sell us out. They actually believe that they're doing the right thing. I want to make sure I mention that. There are some who we can't put them in the sellout box. We have to put them in the box of just blind and ignorant, deaf, dumb, and blind. They don't really know that they leading the people to hell in a handbasket. I thought I saw the OG KO in the building, South Park Coalition OG. Y'all know what we do, man. Anytime the legends and the OGs of my clique or any clique, anybody comes in, we've had greats to come in the chat just out of left field. And I'll be like, whoa. Anytime one of the OGs come in the game, somebody that's been in the game for decades, man, and helped lay the foundation for what we do, we salute them, man. So, I want y'all right now. Y'all know the routine because a lot of y'all come in here all the time. Power fists, peace signs, salutes, 100s, anything y'all can think of, put them up right now. Put them up right now and pay homage to my brother, man. My brother OG KO, South Park Coalition since 1988. Shout out to my brother because a lot of what I do, I wouldn't do without my brothers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things, we done sat in the trenches together. We done starved together. We done been through the struggles together. So a lot of what helps to shape me and to shape all of us, we made each other sharp like that. So if you love me, you gotta love him. So yeah, get what they call that. What's that? The muscle. Put the muscles up, the fists, all that, man. For my brother KO. I saw him in here, but I was running my mouth. Let me go back to Toy. EJ the Great. What's up, EJ? Austin, Texas in the building by way of H-Town, my brother. Austin Pizza. Somebody if y'all have the information to tell Toy how to do the super chat. Somebody drop it in the chat and explain it and let her know how to get it on. She's trying to show love to her big brother. My technology game sucks. I don't do this for the money. So I appreciate the love. Yeah, man, y'all showing my brother KO a lot of love. Yeah. Bobby Pro gladiating this thing. See, it's like an underground artist. If you've ever had an underground artist that you love that don't a lot of people know about, it's like you and only a handful of people know about this artist. You feel like you got a hidden treasure. It's like, man, how does the world not know about this person? And they're so great. So when you feel that way about an artist, he ain't on the radio, you don't see him on TV, you don't see him on none of the, you start to do everything that's in your power to bring exposure to him. You start have you ever heard? You need to listen to this guy. You need to listen to her. You start going out your way because you can't believe, you feel like it's a travesty that this person isn't out there further than that. That's how we got to be when it comes to any individual that's standing up and making a sacrifice for truth, because they don't have to do it. Ice Cube don't have to, you don't have to do none of that. Kyrie didn't have to do it. They could have just kept quiet and just coasted along. But the greatest individuals are those who understand, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that no one individual can rise higher than the condition of their people. Those are great individuals who have everything from a material standpoint, but they never lost themselves and never lost their dignity. And they understand that I can easily say, hey man, well, I'm good. My family good. I don't have to never do nothing else. My family good. But they still look at the rest of us and say, no, I'm going to get this game up. So you got Minister Farrakhan. You got those who come under the minister, Brother Reza Islam, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, Sister Ava Muhammad. I'm naming people in the Nation of Islam because that's my love. That's my first love. But you know people like that too. I don't care what religion you are. You can name somebody in your world, in your circle, that you say, well, this person stood up for us. This person took the hit. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, he took the hit. Martin Luther King took the hit because it was bigger than just them as individuals. They went on a mission to try to save us, to save everybody. And many of them paid the ultimate price. Demond, again, salute you, brother. Everything nice, salty, and that spice. Salute you. Appreciate the love. That California love of everything nice. Got a barbell on that thing. See? Brother Daniel Muhammad. Big up Gangster Nip. Is Gangster Nip in here? Gangster Nip better not be in here. So the people who stand up for everybody, again, I said this earlier, the way that you know who's typically on the right track, who you should be listening to, are the ones who the powers try to shut down or they shut down. So why do certain individuals get kicked off of these platforms? When you can find no vulgar language, you can find no obscenity, you can find no true, they'll accuse it of being hate speech, but it's not. If you really understand, you know that it's not any hate speech. So you can't find any true hate speech. You can't find any nasty content. Brother Ben X, thank you. Also, absolutely. Brother Ben X, sacrificing, standing strong, taking them hits. You can't find any of that in these individuals who present truth on these platforms. You can't find it, but yet they get shut down. What is that telling you? What does that tell you? Somebody trying to keep you away from something. What are they trying to keep you away from? See, this is how you got to understand this, y'all. If you, I'm talking to everybody in this chat right now, so y'all listen to me. If you have a way of thinking, a belief system that exists in you, however you got it, whether you developed it on your own, whether you went to church, whether you went to the mosque, whether you studied under somebody else, some wise scholar, however you got it. And when that shapes itself out to become your core system of beliefs, if you are strongly rooted in that core system of beliefs, you should never feel threatened by anybody else who presents another view to you. You should never try to hide. You should never not want to have a discussion. You should never do this and I don't want to hear what you got to say, because you are strongly rooted, right or wrong. So if I'm trying to steady block anybody else from saying anything opposing to what I'm trying to get accomplished to my agenda, then it's something not right about my agenda. I can meet somebody that worships dogs. What are you, man? What's your religion? I'm a dogist. You got a Buddhist, you got an atheist. He's a dogist. I worship dogs. I believe that dogs are the higher power. They are the creator of all things. Dogs are the controllers of the universe. I can listen to you. I can listen to them, because I know you're not going to shake my foundation. How do you not get your foundation shook? You better study what it is you claim you believe in. People run and block and hide and suppress because they don't want their foundation shook. So it's not no different from these so-called powers and these so-called elitists who control this world. They control this world through the privilege, through the privilege that they receive from a higher power for a purpose. They ain't gonna be in that position forever. They don't control the world because they are so infinitely wise and so righteous, because they righteous. But they wise enough to know that there are other wise men and women who can bust up their lies. They wise enough to know that. It's people that can bust up their lies. So we can go on The View and you're going to get one part of it, one side, because they have been all made to believe one side. They can be on Sports Center and they only gonna promote one side because they scared to lose their money. So they got to do what boss say do. They can go on any of these news stations, but you're not gonna ever get on a big platform the other side. And even when they brought Cube on some of these shows, going back to the contract with Black America that he put out before Trump and Biden had their circus, right? They tried to vilify him for that because they got sicked, because they sicked they slaves on him. And it's nothing more disgusting and nothing more sad, man. It's sad and it's disgusting at the same time, but it's also kind of funny. So it's something wrong with me too then, because I can watch one thing and I can find it sad, disgusting, and funny at the same time. So it's definitely something wrong with me. It's nothing more sad, disgusting, and funny than seeing an ignorant, foolish fool sit on TV trying to go at somebody who absolutely knows what they're talking about and try to go at them like that person is the dummy. But the dummy is sitting there in their arrogance like they're the wise one. It's disgusting, it's sad, but it's also funny because at the end, the wise person always shuts them down. Where y'all at, man? Drop your locations, man. Drop your locations. Bobby Pro say fear is a motivator. Drop your locations, man. You know I like to know where all my folks is located at, because we got so much mix. We all over the place. If I could put up a map and just, it would be lit up all over the place, all over the world. Look at that. It is already. Y'all all over the place, man. From Texas to Australia to Colorado to Minnesota, Alabama, Philadelphia, Kansas, Georgia, Dallas, Georgia. Wow. Cali, Kansas City. Getting a lot of love in Kansas City. There's Derek Mallory. There's Derek Mallory, the one and only. Twin Cities in the building. San Francisco. Dollar bill, y'all. Dollar Bill sent me some more. Oh my God. This guy here is incredible, man. Georgia Penal Colonies. H-Town. Atlanta. Okay, it's by Dallas, Georgia. It's by Atlanta. Okay. Yeah. Ohio, but in the dirty. Baton Rouge. I see your neck, Ron. Ryan Purvis in Mesa, Arizona. Jay Nasty. Oh, man. Nothing but love to you, man. Virginia. Greenville, Georgia. We everywhere, man. And y'all rocking with your big brother. Tallahassee Toy and Tallahassee Toy. That's what I'm going to start calling you from here on out. From here on out, you a Tallahassee Toy. Polk County. San Diego. Via Texas City. Oh, you from G County. Do I feel the meaning of life could be to choose for ourselves by free will between good and bad life? Can it be a test by the heaven? I mean, God, we're the only creatures that God gave free will to. We're the only ones that God gave free will to, because he wants us to choose him. We the greatest creation he made, but he wants us to choose him. So he gives us that right to go this way or that way, left or right. It's a reward for those who choose him. Appreciate you yet again, Damon. Yet again and again and again. We in here. I see you, Snoopy, 713 Bel Air Boulevard. This is a message to all of y'all, man, about your own personal dignity. It operates, you come face to face with scenarios all the time where your courage and your manhood or your womanhood are going to be called into play, are going to be challenged. You're going to have to make a decision on when to do the right thing. And whatever you feel the right thing to do, that's on you. I'm not talking to nobody is to impose my views on nobody. That ain't how I get down. I don't impose my views on nobody. I use whatever platforms I use to express how I feel about something, whether it be through these means, which is my main means. Anybody who listens to me, they know what I represent if you really listen. I use social media, but I never try to force nobody to rock with what I rock with. You listen to what I listen to, listen to what I say, and then you make your own decision. That's how I was taught. So it's the same for you. You make your own decisions based on what you feel is best for you and your family. But here's the deal. If you have something in your heart that you believe is best for you and your family, why would you let a threat or a situation cause you to go opposite or to act opposite of what you believe in? That tampers with your spirit when you do that. That affects your energy when you do that. It disturbs, you remember that song, Don't Disturb This Groove? It disturbs your groove. You know, your groove is traveling on a certain, it's just coasting along. Your piece is coasting along on a regular frequency, and then you allow something to come in and disrupt it. You can't always prevent something from disrupting your spirit, disrupting your peace, or challenging your dignity. You can't always stop something from doing that, but you can control your actions after that happens. See? You can control your actions after that happens. If you're walking down the street minding your business, you just whistling and walking down the street. You may not see somebody come from your blind side and smack you upside your head. You couldn't control that. But after the fact, now you can control what you do after that. So if something comes along and disturbs what you believe in or challenges that, if you allow that to make you sell yourself out, that's going to affect your spirit, bro and sis. It's going to mess you up. You're going to go home. It's going to be bothering you on the way home. It's going to bother when you get home. You ain't going to be able to sleep. You're not going to be able to concentrate and focus. You have just given up a part of yourself. You have just lost a part of yourself. Everybody's been through it. You feel like you just went out. You went out like a punk. Everybody's been through it. That takes away from your life force, man. It's a blow to your character. See, this is what I want y'all to understand. We talk about Cube and what he's done. We talk about Kyrie Irving. We talk about Dave Chappelle, whoever. Those are just big names, but there are many unknown people. There are people who are in the medical field that have went through this. There are people that are firefighters and this that have went through this. There are people working on regular jobs that have went through this. This circle represents your character. We all have this in us, your characters, and you have an opportunity in situations to increase this mass, or you increase it when you do things that build your character. That's what you build in your character. You increasing it, you building it. But when you sell out, you're chipping away at it. You're taking away from your character. You want your character to be big as it can be. Don't let nobody come chisel a piece, just clink, and chisel a piece of your character off. You can't live with yourself when you like that. You know that you didn't want to do it. How do you feel when somebody gets you to do something you know you didn't want to do? You don't feel right. It ain't no cut on your face. It ain't no swollen. It's internal. You don't feel right because you allowed something or somebody to scare you, intimidate you, trick you, punk you into losing a part of your character. But when you don't bow down to that, think on the opposite. How do you feel then? You can ride home head up. You're going to sleep good tonight. You can look in the mirror and feel strong, and it strengthens you for the next time. Okay, right now in the chat, this is the second OG salute of the night, man. We had KO. We still got KO, and I just saw him. OG salute right now, man, for my brother Rapper K. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it, man, on my channel, man. Drop them right now. We need fists, love, what's up, hearts, whatever y'all got, man. Drop it down for my brother, the OG Rapper K. 30 plus years, South Park Coalition, man. Y'all know what it is. See? Yeah, man, big ups. Chris Clevercraft just laid it out. Chris Clevercraft just laid it out the best way to describe it. That voice that tells you to do something that doesn't feel right is the adversary. And the voice that tells you to do something that goes against what you know you shouldn't do. That's the self-accusing spirit. That's God talking to you. You have to give yourself to God and stop acting like they got him, because it will show. The devil can quote the Bible. That's right. Tallahassee Toy. See? When you do that, see, Toy just dropped some, she just opened something up. When you give your dignity up, man, that is a demonstration of a lack of faith in God, because you are looking at what men are doing and what men are threatening you with, and it's scaring you to a point where you lose the focus of even the dependence of the Creator to back you. He's gonna back you when you show no fear of the enemy. He's not gonna stick you out. He's not gonna say, oh yeah, that boy stood strong. Wonder how he gonna get out of this though. He's not gonna stick you out. When we instantly sell out, it's a fear. And you're turning your back on God when you punk out like that. Because then we turn right back around and be in church. No weapon formed against you shall prosper till the mandates come out. No mandate formed against me shall prosper. No mandate formed against me shall prosper, man. Come on, man. Golly, man. You got to believe that God is your protector. And I ain't no preacher, so I don't want y'all to think I'm up here trying to talk like I'm some pastor or something. No, it's just the fact that, hey, man, look, we believe in God. We believe in high power. You know, if you don't, that's you. But I can speak for myself too many times of being in situations where I thought I wasn't going to get out or that it was going to be tough. And I called on him and I made it. See? So continue if you are already acknowledging and saluting those who are standing up, because what you got to understand, man, this industry, all of these industries that I named, pharmaceutical companies, the government, all these different entities, they are going to do everything they can to suppress certain acts and certain stories that represent the courage to stand on the truth. They're going to suppress the truth. So we got to counter that. The 10%, the bloodsuckers, they only represent a small population of the total people. The 85% are deaf, dumb, and blind. They have to be woke up. But the 5%, who are the poor righteous teachers who had a knowledge of self, we got to keep on pushing, teaching. Got to keep on pushing. They are the minority, the 10%. We are letting a handful of people, we are witnessing and watching a handful of people control multitudes, billions of people. From control to kill. They gave up trying to control. They still have control to a degree. They feel now it's easier to just kill, depopulate. It's easier to just go ahead and depopulate. You ever been in a situation where you're trying to fix something? You're trying to fix something. You had, man, you just keep trying to fix it, and you fix it and you fix it, and it's still messed up. And it could be a car. You just keep on putting these repairs into this car, and you just spending all this money, and the car keep breaking down. You reach a point where you say, you know what? It's better for me to just get rid of this car than try to keep on fixing it. That's how they think. Those who are trying to depopulate, it's easier to just kill. Let's create things that will kill them. Let's use food. Let's use alcohol. Let's use drugs. Let's put stuff in the water. Let's put stuff in the air. Let's put stuff in their arm. Let's put stuff in their mind. Just that easy. We have to recognize the plan, read the defense, See, when the quarterback come to the line and he see what the defense is trying to do, he gonna call an audible. He like, oh, they in that formation. He gonna back up. He gonna no. He gonna change the play. But you can't change the play if you don't recognize the play. If you don't recognize what the defense is doing, you can't call an audible to run a different play. Ben Jones, appreciate the love. Apocalyptic Minister, appreciate the love, man. They have no value except what's a benefit to the 1%. Come on. We got to wake up. And we can't continue to let ourselves be put back to sleep once we get up. You know, you know how it's hard to wake up, then you finally get out the bed and you might mill around a little bit. If you sit back on that bed and lay down, you're gonna go back to sleep. You gotta stay away from that bed because you got work to do. You gotta be somewhere. Check out a few comments from y'all, man. See? So salute the brother Ice Cube. Salute to Dave Chappelle. See, the cancel culture is starting to be challenged now. At first, it wasn't challenged. You know, still a lot of people that's backing away, shying away because they don't want to get canceled. But it's starting to be challenged now because there are a lot of people that are starting to come into the mindset of like, you can't cancel me. You can't cancel me. And even if you can, you're not going to breaking me down mentally. You're not going to break me down mentally. You're not going to make me stand before you apologizing and when I know I shouldn't be apologizing. Not gonna break me. So if you manage to move me out, run me out the way, get my backers and my sponsors to distance and separate themselves from me, okay, you did that. But you're not gonna make me alter my view. You're not gonna make me back off of my stance. You're not gonna make me take back and retract my words and my statements. You're not gonna make me do that. Ben Jones, do you think we are in Revelations? No, I don't think we're in Revelations, Ben. I know we're in Revelation. We at the end of the end, bro. One love, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.